Hello guys, it's me again, Aswad. And um, today's podcast is in English, and I think I'm going to stop making the podcast in Bahasa Malaysia because I don't think there's a lot of audience to wanting to hear me talk in Bahasa Malaysia. So I'm gonna start making full English content from now on until something special case and anything like that. So I decided to do the podcast on storytelling, and let's start with this first. So it's not going to be on any serious topic and whatnot, but sharing my experience, sharing a story that is I will inform whether it's fiction or non-fiction. So today's story, the first storytelling podcast is about a conman and a best friend, a good friend, former good friend. I have to clarify that. So this happened. This story is, I think, is quite serious. I mean, it's quite important to me because it has lessons for me and something learning I can share with you. It's about my friend. I have a good friend in my last job, very good friend for 6 years. I was there for 7 years and we became very close from the get-go. I'm not going to mention names here. So anyway, we were close friends, and near the end of the 6 years, and we have been friends all this while. At the end of the 6 years, and I was sharing with him about my interest in making movies and story. I write screenplays and storylines for future movies and content. So I shared with him all of my projects, and then I think he shared my project with somebody who was a game developer, in quotes. So, and like mind you, we were very close, 6 years of friendship. This is near the end of it. So he brought me to see this guy who claims to be a game developer, and he has an opening. Then I think he wanted to offer me a job. And when I first met him, I already had a kind of bad feeling about it, because I do my research, because he said he was a game developer, and then he said we was going to be a one-on-one meeting. It ended up being like he brought his whole office to the meeting at Starbucks of all places. So I wasn't prepared. I don't know why he had to lie. I'm not saying my friend lied, but the developer lied, because I thought it was just a simple interview and that's it. But he decided, he brought his whole office. He didn't say it at first. At first he came alone, and then more and more people showed up in the meeting, and it turns out that they were his staff. And that alone is a red flag, because I know it's an element of surprise and whatnot, but it's kind of weird to have that. It's supposed to be very. I don't like surprises like that. So anyway, I got a bad feeling about it, and he said he was a game developer. But before that meeting, I did a research. I think I researched about it was an app game for the iPhone, and one of my friend actually acted in that game. It's an FMV game, and I did some research. I asked my friend, and then I contacted the game developer, and they claim that they don't know this guy. So that alone, the first red flag. They claim they were not. He was not their boss. Their company, the game developer, parked that somehow it's like a park their company under his umbrella. He I think he was in charge of something that at the multimedia kind of seeding company, and they said the actual game developer said this guy doesn't have anything to do with the game at all. Okay, so that's a red flag. First red flag. The second red flag, that the game, this guy, he's claimed that he got an actress from a famous game, Metal Gear Solid 5 of all game, which is also my favorite game. He got the actress playing a character there, playing Quiet. Anybody who plays Metal Gear Solid know this character here. It's a female character, female sniper in that game, and her name is Quiet. So she's very famous among the gamers community. So he claimed that that she has a contract with them, and they are developing future games, future projects with her. I think this story takes place about 4 years back. Okay, first, so that one I can't confirm or not. It's like I can't contact the girl, the agent of the actress. So, but I do check with the developer of the game that this Conman claimed that he is the developer. So when I contacted back and forth, so I told my good friend of 6 years that, you know what, I think this guy is shady. This so-called conman, I told him he could be a conman because I contacted the real developers, and they said, you know what I just explained just now, that the conman was not the actual developer. I don't know what he sold to my friend, but my friend really believed in him and did not want to believe in me at all. And I was saying him on the way back from that meeting, and it was a 2 or 3 hours meeting. It was supposed to start at in the early evening. It lasted until close to the mall being closed at 11 or something. It was so long, from 8 p.m. to some godly hours at 11 something. That was not my idea of a interview for a job vacancy. So I after listening to his proposal and his claim, and they brought along game boards and whatnot, I already know it's I already have this bad vibe. And plus, I said I did the interview, the research into this guy. So I told my friend that, you know what, bro, he was pushing all the way back to where our office, where he parked his car, that he was pressuring me to commit to this guy. And I was saying to him, look, bro, I think there's something fishy, and we should really investigate. I did my own research, and this guy did not produce anything real. This is not his game, that he did not develop that game. I contacted the real developers. And this guy went on, I remember during the meeting, he went on saying that he has a big project in KLIA for an arcade kind of thing. And, he had this vision about this, blah, blah, blah. And I was saying, like a so-called a game booth on top of KLIA. And I really had my doubts. Okay, so I went back, and then we went back, and my friend was really angry. He wasn't pissed off, but he was trying to hammer, you must commit. I was saying, no, bro, let me think about it. I think this is a bad deal. You have to do research. My friend, this is a friend of 6 years, and then he said, he left the car. When he left my car for the last time, I remember he was just laughing. I said, hey, no big deal, right? It's not a serious matter, right? It's just business, it's just a job interview. Don't take it so hard. And he was laughing and blah, blah, blah. And I think he did a last, before, I think he decided there and then, to break up our friendship there and then. He didn't tell me right away, but he really break up our friendship. after that. And he stopped. Until today, this is 2021, he stopped contacting me at all. And you think about it, a 6 years friendship, he let go because he doesn't trust my research, and he over a game developer that turns out to be a conman. Then the guy turns out to be a conman. He did not develop the game that he claimed that he developed. He did not. I think he did it. I don't think the KLA project that he did, like a game arcade kind of location in KLA, I don't think that worked out either. And lastly, I think Stephanie, the girl who was playing quiet, Stephanie Johnston, I don't think there's any project that came up from that at all. You know, I follow Stephanie Johnston, Johansson. She's Northern Europe. I never heard her project with this guy, because if Quiet, the girl who played Quiet in Metal Gear Solid, actually had a project with a Malaysian-based game developer, it will be a big news. Nothing. That until today, until 2021, and my friend broke up with me since I think I've been about five years. That's how long. I just want to tell the story because it crossed my mind recently, just now, like some people can break up 6-year friendship over kind of conman, and I was proven to be correct. He was a conman. I don't care because there's no project. Everything that he claimed he did, for nothing came up. There's no project with the Quiet actress, the Stephanie Johnston. I don't think there is. There is no project that he did not develop. The first game, Simulacra, on the App Store, he did not develop that. No, there was I can't remember the actual title, but it's a sort of FMV kind of game. Did not develop that. It was true, and I don't think the project in KLA even took off. So I kind of like, I feel kind of at first, and for a while I feel like kind of sad, because you know what, a long time friendship can be broken not because of a serious argument, not because of a serious argument like I steal his money or I steal his girlfriend. That kind of things will be serious. This is nothing over money. It's not even I stole the money. There's nothing. There's no money involved. There's just something I said, I don't want to invest anything with this guy. And he broke up our friendship of 6 years over that. And it's amazing. And, okay, after years after that, looking back, I think it was a good situation for me, because say I become friend with him for a very long time, and I could have invested more in our friendship longer than the 6 years. What if 20 years gone by and he did the same thing to me or worse? I could be more devastated. Even you can see this, like it was a God to show me a sign that, look, he break up your friendship over an artificial thing. There's nothing, not even money, not even woman, not even money, not even big project, not even like a serious matter. Just a simple, I didn't want to make business with that guy. He dumped our friendship of 6 years. So over small thing, he would fuck me, then better. That's a good sign, because what else? Over big things, he could fuck me over big things, And then that's how I look at it, as a blessing in disguise. That's why my point here to share with you about heartbreak, breaking of friendship or relationship, when people don't want to be around you, don't discarded you or whatnot. Don't be sad. That's my lesson here I want to share with you. Don't be sad, because sometimes those bad things, or you think it's 6 years of friendship, for in my case, or your relationship with your wife or one thing, after big long years and then break up, when those kind of thing happen, don't be too sad. Sometimes there is a good thing coming. There's a good reason why God create that situation. Because the truth is, there is always a good thing situation that comes from that, from bad things that happen. And you always have to move on, and to be happy and be grateful. So that next time, you need to find the right friend, the good friend. Not just because they are long time with together, do you think that is a good friendship? No. Friendship should be having this kind of test. If test cannot, simple test is already breaking, then those are not real friendship. If that is a serious simple test, what if a heavy test? Then they will stab you in the back. So that's why tests are very important. It's always good, when tests happen, then at least you can say, God save me from worst condition, worst things, Plus, especially if you don't do anything wrong. I'm not saying if you break up, you are the person committing the breakup or dumping people and ghosting people. No, I'm not saying that in that position. I'm saying if you are the victim of that, your friend dump your relationship. If your wife divorce, you ask for divorce, because even if you don't do anything, they do things to you. That's always a good sign. If you are a victim and you just acting on your research or you thinking, you did not commit any sin and people still dump you, that is okay. That's a good sign. To me, it's a good sign. Then I always believe that, not everything must be in gold. Right? That's my lesson that I want to share, that could be, useful to you. And it's a bit of my story time, because I just want to share a story. I want to start my full-time all English podcast, and then hopefully there's a simple sharing of a story. Well, if you enjoy this, have a like and subscribe, and thank you for your time, and have a good night or good day wherever you are. Thank you. Bye.